agriculture with the man Bankie and Company alongside Yahsonn Tafari. It's your weekly educational show. And tune in. It's inspirational, educational, and you won't want to miss it. It's everything agriculture. Hey, this man Easy inviting you to tune in. It's all about everything agriculture with the man Bankie and Company alongside Yahsonn Tafari. It's your weekly educational show. And tune in. It's inspirational, educational, and you won't want to miss it. It's everything agriculture. Hey, this man Easy inviting you to tune in. It's all about everything agriculture with the man Bankie and Company alongside Yahsonn Tafari. It's your weekly educational show. And tune in. It's inspirational, educational, and you won't want to miss it. It's everything agriculture. Hey, this man Easy inviting you to tune in. It's all about everything agriculture with the man Bankie and Company alongside Yahsonn Tafari. It's your weekly educational show. And tune in. It's inspirational, educational, and you won't want to miss it. It's everything agriculture. Hey, this man Easy inviting you to tune in. It's all about everything agriculture with the man Bankie and Company alongside Yahsonn Tafari. It's your weekly educational show. And tune in. It's inspirational, educational, and you won't want to miss it. It's everything agriculture. Hey, this man Easy inviting you to tune in. It's all about everything agriculture with the man Bankie and Company alongside Yahsonn Tafari. It's your weekly educational show. And tune in. It's inspirational, educational, and you won't want to miss it. It's everything agriculture.
This evening is the end of the month. Usually we'll be doing some cannabis, or we're supposed to have a guest this evening, but we had a change of plans, but I'll get into that. Let me say good evening to the folks in the Federation of Oli and Layamiga. If you're a first-time listener, that means St. Kitts and Nevis, so it's two sister states. Greatly appreciate you guys tuning in on this not a Friday evening. Could be doing any other thing and listening to any other media house, but you choose to listen to real entertainment and the Everything Agriculture Show. Let me say good evening to the folks in the neighboring islands, Sabre, Statia, the U.S. Virgin Islands, the BVI, not forgetting the folks in St. Martin, folks over in Montserrat, the folks also in Antigua and Barbuda, and the folks over in Bermuda have a lot of Nevisian culture. It's said to be at least 60% of the population of, St. Kitts and Nevis descent. Also the folks in the diaspora from the Florida Keys straight up to Maine, and the folks also in Europe, the different time zone. Greatly appreciate the guys tuning in. Also the folks in England, the folks over in Africa, the folks also in Asia, and wherever you are to the sound of my voice, whether it's good morning, good afternoon, whichever is appropriate. Thanks for tuning in to listen to the Everything Agriculture Show. Shows that you have some interest what's going on. This evening we're supposed to have the PS Miguel Fleming from St. Kitts Agriculture, but then he's in a different time zone and flying time, so that couldn't happen. We're trying to get replacement from the director, but everyone seemed to be kind of busy. But so we apologize for that, but in the meanwhile, the show still have to go on. So we have a guest here, which Miss Felicia Brown, known her for a very long time. I mean, one of my things that stuck with me is that she was a beauty queen that won all the segments. I mean, yes, I don't know if you remember that show. I mean, she take a thing. That was something I always stuck that throughout life, and and that kind of vibes, and her dad into real estate and that kind of stuff like that. And so, very nice gentleman also was into agriculture kind of vibes, this farming and different stuff. So a well-known name within the Nevis society. So she'll be our guest this evening. We'll reason with her, so she'll up to what kind of business she's in and stuff that affecting her in a sense that she want to put out there in the community, awareness and stuff like that. So definitely looking forward for the reasoning. Yes, I know with you.
Yeah, global greetings, everyone. Greetings, Oli. Greetings, my people of Liamiga, the indigenous names of St. Kitts and Nevis. Hopefully, one day we can have our passport stamped with Oli and Liamiga. I'm really looking forward to that day that we can really just fully embrace the ancestral names. But as we continue, I also want to say good evening to our brothers and sisters, wherever you may be in the Caribbean. A very special good evening to the folks in, say, Jamaica, Haiti, Dominican Republic, Cuba, all of those other islands who have been affected by Melissa. Melissa, you were not behaving yourself at all in those parts of the region. And we really want to let our brothers and sisters know that our hearts and prayers and whatever else we can, we will want to do to assist in any way possible, and send our condolences as well to those who would have lost their lives. I also want to say good evening, good morning, good day, good night to those of you. It doesn't matter where you may be in the world, whether it's Russia, China, India, Afghanistan, Africa. You could be doing anything or any other thing on a Friday evening, but you opt to log into Real Entertainment for another edition of Everything Agriculture. And interesting enough, as usual, we always have something exciting and interesting. And it is always interesting as well when we do have some feminine energy in the house. So, from time to time, we always have different guests, and we love the element of surprise as well. So, it was not necessarily planned originally for her to be on this evening with us, but we had a discussion, and there were some things that I thought that we really should discuss and bring to the fore and alert the public and so on about some of these issues. And I'm hopeful that we do have a wide audience and a wide scope to really take in the true conversation that we're going to have this evening. We say true conversation because we're not conning anybody, pun intended. But we're going to be having a true conversation this evening. So, what we're going to do as we get into our discussion, and like we said earlier, Felicia, usually on the last Friday of the month, it was originally Tuesdays because we used to do everything agriculture on a Tuesday. But the last Friday in the month, we generally dedicate that program to cannabis, the cannabis discussion. We're the only media house that specifically addresses the cannabis topic, and that's something that we generally do. However, from time to time, we include other guests or other topics and so on. Somebody from maybe the first hour, the first half an hour, whatever the case may be, and still find a way to surround it in the topic. Interesting enough, though, this evening, and what I like about getting the opportunity to have this conversation with you is that I also learned that you are involved in agriculture as well. So there'll be that option and that point where we get to speak about that aspect as well. So people would recognize that even though maybe a lot of what we may be discussing to some extent might not necessarily be fully agriculture, they would see eventually how we are able to tie the agricultural component into the discussion later on this evening. So we want you to feel comfortable. We generally have that ambience, and that's the setting that we have here. That we want you to feel comfortable and free to express yourself. We just having a reasoning, as we would say, within Rastafari. So that's the kind of level.
Yep.
It's not, you don't have to feel all what I mean.
Also,
like
let me say, Yahsonn,
yes, right.
also let me let Felicia know we are also advocate for anyone within the community when they're having issues. Is something we are known to do. Is not, you understand? People, we are accustomed to solve issues within the community, whether it's in the civil service. If they can tap me, we'll speak about it, and things will be solved. And so if you have anyone who have anything that bothering them within the society, once they reach out, and it need to be, especially if we're going to affecting them in any negative way. We're still we highlight that. Whether if they be working and they're not getting the overtime, we're going to talk about it. You see what I mean? It's nothing personal. We just speak for those who can't speak. That's all it is. And draw attention, and then we get the problem solved, and then everybody move on and stuff like that. We don't deal with people who bully other people and stuff like that. So this is what this show is all about. It's a community show. It's an educational show, and we highlight anything within the community that's gonna solve issues and protect others. And that's so. Whatever you feel free to be yourself, be express, just be true to yourself, as I said, and that's it. And it works better that way. Ain't no pretending. We don't put up nothing here, and that's how it is. And that's it. We're good to go. So yeah, man. As I say, remember, you're queen, So be a queen.
So speaking about your banking, what we will do,
Let me
right?
talk about that. Let me talk about this queen thing first before we get into anything.
Hold on,
So go ahead.
So that's what I was saying. Before we get into some of the major discussions, we're gonna give you an opportunity, Felicia, to give your introductory statement, and then tell us a little bit about Felicia. I mean, a little background. I mean, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, nothing fully detailed. And also, as Bankie mentioned, we will talk a little bit about getting into the pageant and the fact that he could remember that if it's one of the things that you want all of the segments. And so that would be something interesting to talk about. And then we can get into some of the other things. How about that? So, sounds like a good plan? Yeah?
Yes, we can work with that.
Yes.
All right, let's go. So the mic is yours now.
All right. Good night to the panelists and your entire listening audience, local and overseas. I'm very grateful for this opportunity to be here on your program to share with your audience. It was a last-minute idea myself to come up with this plan, which I mentioned to Tafari. And because I've been dealing with 135 issues, if I may say, and it's really driving me up the wall. And so I decided I need to make a further step to see if I can get some satisfaction or some relief, and also to aware the public of things that are going on. Maybe I'm sure there might be other people who have similar situations dealing with. And so I think it's important that these kind of issues are brought to the public so that we can together address the issues and see how we can help. Who has the responsibility to deal with them? Okay, so that's why I'm here tonight. I have a number of issues that I would like to bring to the front and see how the listening audience can interact, provide suggestions, ask questions, and see how we can help to make a step to making things easier for people in this society, because everybody's struggling and everybody's fighting and we all need help. So I'm hoping that I can get some help from your audience this evening.
Okay, and
you want to know about me personally?
Appreciate that.
That sounds wonderful. So I think just based on the introductory statement here, that folks they got the popcorn, they have the as Rasta Virgin, then they got the spliff, and everybody's sitting out to listen to this discussion. So what we're gonna do, like we said, we're gonna give you a chance now to, in the beginning now, let's talk a little bit about Felicia before we get into some of those things. Give us a little background, born in Nevis, little, background, and then we get into, as Bankie mentioned, that Queen show, because you were one of Miss Nevis. And so you can tell us the year and all of that. I mean, I know sometimes a lot of people don't like to toot their own horn, and so it's not about tooting your horn right now. It's just that we're having a discussion. We may know you, but we have a wide audience, and there's a lot of people who don't know you. So your chance to sell yourself a bit as well.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I guess I'll act as if no one knows me, so I can spill all the beans. So yes, my name is Felicia Brown. I am from Nevis, born, raised, and everything else. Church ground to be exact. I attended Prospect Primary School, Charlestown Secondary School, Charlestown Sixth Form. Then I went on to college in the US for an associate degree in small business management. I went straight from sixth form. So when I came back, I started working. My first job was at the Bank of Nevis, the international department. And then I have been through quite a number of jobs since then. As Bankie keeps mentioning, yes, I am a past Miss Culturama. I don't know if Bankie remembers the year. Maybe he was too small, too young to remember.
I know I was in high school. I was in high school, probably in third form or something, 92, 93, when it was.
Okay, let me help you. That occurred, next year will make 30 years since I won that pageant. So still a little bit young at heart. Yes, so in that Miss Culturama in 1996, I think I was the first person to win all the categories awarded for that show. Since then, other persons have done the same thing, but I think I was the first to get all. I'm not certain, but somewhere, something like that. So as he also mentioned, I am naturally a very shy person, but because after I came back from college, I somehow got this boost of confidence and think that I can go in the show and do something kind of thing. I did take a class in public speaking in college. And so I think it's from that I felt that I can do it. So I came back in 95 and I went into the show 96. And I did my part. I went in and I did reasonably good enough. And it was like, I went on to, from that show, I went to the I think it was the first Miss Leeward Islands pageant that was held in Nevis. And I won second runner-up in that one. And then I went to the Miss Caribbean Tourism pageant in St. Kitts. And that was a very high standard show with like supermodels from Puerto Rico, Miss Universe representative from Dominican Republic, Miss Jamaica, who is like a professional model in England, and Lil Me from Nevis with not much experience. But I did not place, but I won best swimwear, and I was very proud of that because at least I did something. So that was a very good experience for me.
Great.
Yeah. And then, that was all the shows that I did. But it's like, I went into the show with all full confidence and I did what I had to do and I accomplished my goal. And then I came out of the show and I went straight back into my shell. So yeah, I'm still the shy girl that I was all the time. But comes a time when I have to put that aside and deal with things, which is what I'm trying to deal with here now. Because I feel like I've been sitting quietly on some serious matters, and it's time for me to open my mouth and express myself and let people know what's going on and see if somebody can help, basically.
Great. Well, I just want to let you know, even it was great to hear you speak about, experience in the past. 96, that's, I think probably I was just coming out of school already as a young teenager. But so if that left that lasting impression on me, believe me, the whole audience is like, wow, you have to look here, you thinking that was funny to me. That never happened. That blew everybody's mind because she was that talented, Virgin. Because I never miss a Queen show. I just still go to Queen shows. You understand? She was just that talented. Everything was on it, Virgin, speaking, posture. She was like a supermodel, Virgin. She did well, and she was pretty too, real pretty. So just let me put that in. Yeah, but go ahead. I just got it. Just a light moment, you know what I mean? So you don't know who watching you, who you still
the reality is, here is it that she is able to, as much as she's saying that she is a shy person was able to climb out of that shell and was able to do this. And I'm happy that we got an opportunity now to bring you back here, because I'm sure you would be inspiration to some young persons who are, considering doing this. Even listening to you, there might be some young girl who's home right now saying, bye. I mean, that's not something I would have wanted to do. But then I'm listening to this lady here who says she's shy too, and she was able to be successful and not just only compete on the Nevis level, but you spoke about other, pageants that you were a part of, and the experience garnered, I'm certain, would have helped to continue to propel you in your business endeavors as you continue to seemingly be an entrepreneur, which is, I guess, some of the areas that we're going to get into in a bit. So before we get into some of those things that you want to expose, I think a better way to tie those in would be to speak to some of the entrepreneurial ventures that maybe, if you want to go back to what you would have done, or if you just want to deal with what you're dealing with now, the door is open for you. I want you to be free, so that you can just express yourself, but feel comfortable to do that. As we say, it's just a reasoning. So let's start.
Yeah, okay. So as I mentioned, I left sixth form and went to the University of South Carolina, where I obtained an associate degree in small business management. I always have a love for numbers, accounting, bookkeeping, record keeping, that kind of thing. Growing up with my father, may his soul rest in peace, I grew up in a business environment. From birth, we had a shop, we had a bakery, and even though I was the third child at the time, I was the one who was mostly involved in helping my dad run the shop. I mean, I used to enjoy just unpacking a case of milk, weighing out sugar and chicken and, that kind of stuff. And then about from the age of 9, I started assisting him in the bakery. Clean up the bakery, greasing the pans, packing the bread. We had an outlet in Charlestown, so some stayed in church ground, some went to town, helping with making the pastries with my mom. And then when I got a little older, like in teenage, I used to go to the outlet in town to sell there. That was from since maybe 12, 13, 14. That was like my summer job. Or whenever school was out, I would go in and do that. And then I enjoyed counting the money, and that's where I got my love for accounting and numbers from. I mean, even before that, as a small child, counting cola stoppers and counting cars when they're passing on the road. I mean, I just love numbers and working with numbers. So I've always been in the business sector. So my degree in small business management helped me in securing jobs. Like I said, I started at Bank of Nevis International. And then I think I went to Finco, which was when Finco had just set up their office in Nevis. The manager at the time was Milan Farrell, and it was she alone there. And so I joined her as her assistant, dealing with loans and fixed deposits. Then I went to the Botanical Garden of Nevis, and that was before it was open during the construction stage as the office manager kind of thing. And then, when they opened, they also had a gift shop. And so I was managing that part as well. And then I went back into the offshore sector where I worked with the offshore banking, offshore companies. So I went from from being on the back end in the bank, then I came out to the front end as a customer going back to the bank, to do transactions and stuff like that. So I got both sides of that experience. Then I lived in St. Kitts for a while, and one of my main jobs there, I worked as a night auditor at the Ocean Terrace Inn when they were running. And I enjoyed that as well, again, working with numbers, problem solving. I was actually, if I may say myself, I was so good at what I did. I think after the first 6 months, I was awarded Employee of the Month. And then I think at 1 year, I got Rookie Employee of the Year. So that would speak for myself. And I enjoy the work. It's overnight job where you have to go and back check every transaction that occurred for the day. They had 2 restaurants, plus this Fisherman's Wharf, which, on the weekend it was like really heavy. And you have to go in and back check everybody's work and report every errors made. And I have that kind of natural thing where I easily can pick up errors, especially, like I said, dealing with numbers. And so even though I was doing a good job, a lot of the employees were not too happy with me because when I have to report them that they made, this mistake, and sometimes it's small things that they overlook. It's like I would pick up almost everything. And when you have to report it, then the next is like, oh, it's only this, or, not happy that I have to pick up their errors, but it was my job, so I had to do it. What else? And then I've done a lot of office management as well. My last job was at Penniless Auto Parts as the office assistant, again doing the assisting in the accounting work and stuff like that. So I've always been in something to do with accounting. And then, well, not then, but over the time, probably within the past 10 years at least, I started my little side hustle, if you want to call it that, selling items online using the Facebook groups, marketplace and stuff like that. I've been doing that for over, like I said, at least 10 years now. Having customers both in Nevis and St. Kitts. It's been kind of on and off, but I sell online. Sometimes I will go to the market in Nevis, or sometimes I actually travel to St. Kitts with my items and sell at the market there. So I've been doing that for quite some time, but what happened is that it has become, my stock has become so much that it's almost impossible for me to move around with everything to do my sales. So I decided, actually, the last time I went to St. Kitts, it was like 10 bags that I had with my items, and I didn't walk with everything. And I was like, no, I can't do this anymore. Have to, and then I don't have my own transportation, so I have to get somebody to drop me to the boat. And then when I reach to St. Kitts, even though it's just to the market, kind of need somebody to take me even that short distance with so much load kind of thing. So I first decided that I'm going to get a tent and set up like spots wherever I can find something. Because even going to the market, in St. Kitts, I would use like 3 stalls to put up my stuff, and it's not enough. In Nevis, I would use 2. Well, it's not enough. And so I was thinking, okay, let me buy a tent, get some tables, and then I can set up somewhere and do everything. But that is still very taxing, because to pack up all my stuff, take them into town, unpack, set up a tent, and then at the end of the day, the same thing to get back home. So I was actually planning on starting that in September, but that's just before independence. That's when we started having a lot of rains on the weekend. And so I never actually got out to do anything. And I was like, okay, I need to find somehow else to get my sales moving. And I said, well, it looked like I need to find a place that would be more permanent. That way I don't have to be moving my stuff back and forth. So fortunately, I was able to find a spot in Charleston, and I decided, okay, let me set up here, and I think I can make it work. And so just last week or this week, the 27th, the 23rd, which would have been last week, I got my business license to officially operate, and I've been, well, more or less completed setting up everything, but I'm still making some adjustments as time goes by. But I'm actually open for business now, and it's going okay. I still do online, and I still send orders over to St. Kitts and stuff like that. But it's happening, and it's picking up. So I'm happy for that.
Okay, wonderful. And I love that entrepreneurial spirit. Trust me, I can relate because well, for the past couple of years, it was not here on Nevis, but I operated a roadside stall. And so I know what you're talking about in terms of having to set up the tables and tents and then pack up every night and then have to, go back out the next day and set up again. And so I trust me, I know the hustle and the hassle as well. So it's great that you have. Yeah, go ahead.
Just let me add in here. I had stopped most of my business for about a 2-year period because I actually ended up having to stop working my regular job so that I can take care of my father who was aging. And so I was not able to leave him alone to go and do my stuff like on a Saturday and stuff like that. So I had actually paused for a while. So, and then I actually ended up getting very sick, was in the hospital for 6 weeks, and I only got out by the grace of God. And so while I was in there, I actually started my sales again by posting and stuff like that. Because, I already wasn't working and I needed to, get my income back up kind of thing. And so that was in 2023. That's when I was in the hospital. Actually, I think it's the same. The 23rd, I think, was when I got my business license. And that's the same date when I left the hospital. So it was a big thing for me, celebrating my 2 years since coming out of the hospital and then receiving my business license.
Beautiful.
So
that's great.
Yeah. So that's when I picked back up and started getting more active or back into the activity again. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, so now here is it that you would have been out of service for a while. You are now back on track, taking the entrepreneurial journey and taking it even a little bit more seriously, as you mentioned. You gotten to the point now where, okay, now you're setting up your own business. You actually have a physical location, a brick and mortar store, as they would say. And now on the journey, you have encountered some experiences, and these are some of. I guess you would have had positives.
Yahsonn.
Yes.
The business that you have in town, what stuff do you sell? Because you never said what you sell, where your business at. So what are some of the products do you sell?
Yes. Okay. The name of the business is FTB Enterprise, which is the initials of my name. And also part of the business name is Favored and Truly Blessed, which is the same FTB. So I've always been playing on the FTB thing too, with the 2 meanings. I am located, for the persons who might know, in my father's building, which is upstairs, Evans Unique Store next to Business Solutions, on the corner of Government Road and Jews Street. That is where the business is located. And it's called, well, like I said, FTB Enterprise, and it also says Unique Variety Store, which is exactly what it is, because I do not specialize in anything specific. I just find things that I think other people would find interesting, and then so I order and sell. It goes from clothing, shoes, wigs, a lot of household items, a few electronics items, children items as well, stuff for your kitchen, a lot of storage, organizers type of thing. Yeah, it's a wide variety.
Great, nice. Just wanted the listening audience and viewers to have an idea, what our business, we did mention that. All right, cool. Yahsonn? And
Yes.
contact number, is there a contact number anyone want to call? And the Facebook that you say order online to give out those information?
So, yeah, on Facebook, you just type in my name, Felicia Brown. I use about almost 20 different Facebook groups, the local ones. Or you can contact me, phone or WhatsApp. It's 669-2319. But
Okay, nice.
not even all, but most of my stuff are posted on Facebook Marketplace, and like I said, about 10 other groups.
Great.
You just type in the name
Yahsonn?
Felicia Brown.
Okay. So, as you continue doing your online marketing, like I said, you would have had some positive experiences and you would have had some not so positive experiences, and that's where I guess now we're going to get into some of the things that you really want to share with the public. And so I'm going to give you the opportunity to work yourself into that conversation. So
Okay, just before I get into that, let me just add here, probably, I don't know if it's, I'll just put it in here. Your program is everything agriculture, and I'm gonna say I do have a ticket to be on that program because I am also, or have just started my own business in farming. And so I also have got a business license for that. I am trying to set up my little, well, if you want to call it a farm, it's a little backyard thing, but my plans are for it to
hold on 1 second. We're gonna rephrase that sentence, but we're gonna take out the trying. We're not trying anything. You are setting up. So go ahead now.
Okay, so I have begun to set up a little backyard farming with the intention and plans of expanding it into, my first idea was just for myself, and then I said I could put in a little more so I could sell a few pieces, but no, I want to really, like I said, it's based on the amount of spacing that I have to plant, but I wanted to develop into doing as much mass as I can to be able to distribute to restaurants, hotels, supermarkets, and just vendoring locally with local people kind of thing. So I have started initially, but well, now I have two things juggling with, and it's just me alone, but I'm trying to get things more organized in that sector, setting up a greenhouse and the whole works kind of thing. I'm trying to get it as professional as possible.
Okay, Bankie, I think she's in the right space, Bankie. So you have an expert here on the platform, so it's just communication after, and I'm sure that you guys should be able to work something out. And that's wonderful. And so we have a farming business also getting ready to be embarked upon. So yes, continue the discussion now.
Okay, yes. So what I really hear and would like to talk about? Well, I have a few different topics, issues, and I would like to engage the listening audience where possible to come in and share your thoughts if you have any similar experiences and how we think we can deal with these type of problems. So some of the topics that I would like to address is the level of customer service or the lack thereof from prime business places where you would expect better. Now, how many of you out there can attest to that? What kind of experiences have you had at business places? I've had a few at a few business places that are supposed to be highly established businesses. I mean, sometimes you hear that they're closed for the day for staff training and staff motivation. Yet when you go to do business with them, the level that you're receiving is like on a scale of 1 to 10, 2. Okay, let me just go to. So that is one, our customer service level across the board from businesses. No, I'm in business too, so I have to watch myself. But also, I have some serious issues with our police force, because maybe somebody can tell me what is the role of the police institution in the Federation or generally? What are they supposed to do? How are they supposed to conduct themselves and conduct business? Because the police is a business, well, a service business, and we should be able to expect a certain level of service from them. And they're supposed to be at a level of authority to handle matters more appropriately than what I have seen, heard, and experienced. So that is another issue that I want to bring to the front. Also, when part of the customer service thing, I've been having major issues with a shipping service here in Nevis. Well, my business is in Nevis. I would like to talk about that and see what people think of what I've had to experience. Because it's reached the point where it's like, I mean, somebody advised me, go look a lawyer kind of thing. That's the level of non-service or lack of service that I'm dealing with. Okay. So just about those to break down. I have I can probably start with this one. I'll probably start with the smaller ones. I have a serious pet peeve, if you call it that, where the communication level at business spaces, like I said. For example, the Bank of Nevis. No, this company business, whatever, has grown into a very large business company with, I'm sure, over 100 employees, just talking Nevis alone. And I cannot understand, well, I don't know how they operate, but it's like, how much people do they have answering their switchboard? Because whenever I have to call Bank of Nevis, yes, it's either the call rings out, I call about 3 times, the call is just ringing out. You're asked to be transferred to this department, the call just rings out. And then they have this thing where an answering machine comes up. Well, is answering? No, it just tells you the person you're trying to reach is not unavailable at the moment. Well, you say, ask if you want to leave a message. But why don't they have, if I may say, a more modern system? Because when I used to work at TDC Finco, I was right next to the switchboard operator. And they had not a digital system, but at least you can look on the board and you can see when Tom's line is engaged with a red light on it. So why is it, I don't know what they have, but it's like they're going to transfer you to an extension, and then if the call comes back to the operator and they're going to tell you, it seems like that person is taking another call or something. Can't their system automatically tell them that this line is engaged before they send on the call. I mean, I don't know. I find that very frustrating. I mean, it's like you're calling them. Like I said, I would be calling 3-4 times, or I call 3 times, the call ain't going through. 10-minute break, I come back again.
Question, did you ever went inside the bank and speak to anyone inside the bank, the manager or supervisor, and ask them the concerns that you have with something like that? When customer call in the bank and you have this situation, do you ever speak to anyone in the bank about it?
No, I don't think so.
You never thought about that?
No, it's reached to the point now, which is why I'm here to speak about it. Well, okay, I didn't go into them, but I mean,
yes,
yeah.
I think it would have been easier.
I'm sure other people complain.
Yeah, well, I don't know. So I'm just asking. You have a situation, so I was just wondering if you ever speak to anyone within inside the bank about this. I mean, if it's that particular in general, because we all deal with things differently. You see, so I'm just asking that particular question. So,
yeah.
But go ahead.
Well,
yes, that's fine.
Yeah. Well, one of my questions is, how many persons, well, like I said, I don't know how your system is set up, but how many persons do you have answering the phone? Is it a problem that more calls are coming in, like it's the only one operator and more calls are coming in that they can handle? That's why I'm calling the main line and not getting through. I mean, sometimes I'm calling like, okay, 3, 4, 5 times.
A lot of business, I realize a lot of businesses like that. So when I do go into the businesses, like if I go say it's hospitals or whatever, and I'll go in and especially if I know the people who work inside there, I would ask, well, what's going on? I mean, it's like if I call government and to speak to go to transfer, and you get a quick answer and you get a transfer, and sometimes it might. So it's like that. Sometimes you're wondering what's going on. But I would ask when I go into those institutions, I would ask, well, how come this happened? Because I'm the kind of person just to be curious. I don't like to assume anything. Yes.
Yeah, but I mean, I might have to make an appointment to see somebody up the ladder kind of thing, because I can't go in there and speak to the teller and ask them why nobody answering the phone. They won't have an answer for me. I mean, like I say, I would have to find. Of course, I don't even know where the switchboard operator is situated, huh?
Well, it's just generally just you just go into the bank, you speak to a manager, you just pick up the phone and you call. And I mean, I'm just saying, I don't know it's just. You just have to figure it out. I mean, as I say, you're asking the general public, so we'll see if anybody is experiencing these things and stuff like that.
Yeah, because it's what I constantly experience every time I try to reach the bank. I mean, like I said, I have to call numerous times.
You can make it better. Yes, and hopefully can improve the service of the bank at the same time. So it's a discussion that is fine. So the listening audience is listening. If they have issues like this pertaining to any other business, it don't have to be that particular business, but anything else within the community. I mean, sure, definitely looking for feedback and something like that. But continue.
Okay. I also had an experience at TDC just last weekend there, and somebody had to intervene to assist me, not a worker. I mean, you're trying to do business, and well, I guess you can't really, well, I don't know if I can't blame anybody or something, but it's like, I ordered something from Sinkits, which they don't provide up here. So I order it, I'm supposed to come in to pick it up and make the payment. I got there, I spoke to the guy in Sinkits, tell him, okay, I'm here to collect. Do they already have the information for me to make the payment? He said, no, he's gonna send over whatever they need, the invoice or whatever. He sent it over, and apparently they have some technical difficulties with their system. They can't get it print. Then he's like, I spent about nearly probably a half an hour waiting. Then I tell him they can't get it print. Is something else you can do? They say send it to somebody else. Well, send it to somebody instead of to the copy center. It was a printing thing. They sent it to somebody else in the business. Well, update me and see nothing come from whoever they send it to. So I explained my situation to somebody who was in the store at the time, and they like try to get in touch with somebody up to find out what's happening. They still end up in solve the matter. But what happened is that he asked them to forward the invoice to him personally so that he can show it to the cashier, and then the cashier take it, well, get the invoice number so she can put it in the system and get it printed. But like I said, I was in there waiting for like a half an hour for, it should not take 5 minutes. And it's like nothing anybody can do if this person didn't come in the middle of the situation and try to contact higher up and well, call the guy and think it's a send invoice to my number. I mean, it was really frustrating. I don't know if it's me just get frustrated too quickly or what, but that was really a turn off for me.
Right. When you go to any institution, right? If you go to TDC, you have any issue, go to the office ahead and on your left, straight up to Colin office. Let him know your situation you have. You at Hasford's, any issue, you go to Tamara, you speak to any one of those. I go upstairs to Oscar Walters, you check for being anyone. Miss Danet Pemberton, you get problem solved. Busy banks, you go straight up to Valerie or Denwick. You still you get banking privilege. Just any business instead of go to whether it's the National Bank, I'm giving you banking privilege. You just have to speak to Keisha Jones and give wherever it is, just giving you banking privilege. Things become easier for you. All right? It's good to because I think I understand where you're coming from, you know. And I guess I have a lot of and I get patient when I went to Disney World with my first daughter. Going to Disney World, the line is long from here to station. Buy a drink. You see what I mean? I just to get to see one of those characters. So you got to learn. So it teaches me patience at an early age. You understand? And my daughter is now 27, and he's like that was just over 20 years or so, a long time ago. You know, so and I just didn't have a choice. I'm dealing with the line so long. So I get your drift, and I think you alone will experience these things, and it's just like a Nevis so there. So I know the island attitude, how some of them stay and all this stuff. So it's an everyday thing, but I don't appreciate stuff like that. So I will just, you know what I mean, address the situation in a different, in those kind of way and don't take it personal and stuff like that. But I get your drift. I can speak on that. But I just can't let it consume me. You see what I mean? Because sometimes people working in places, but they really don't want to be there, you know. But it's a job. And plus, people have their own different frustration going on at this from the work. So I understand a lot of these things. So not because I might operate in a kind of way doesn't mean somebody else would not. So I try to be more tolerant, and especially when you're in a position where I tend to be leading people, managing people and stuff like that. I was dealing with 20, 60 people, 60 different personalities. And even they might have so I learned to maneuver and deal with each individual accordingly and, you know, encourage them to do their best every day. Yes, but I get it, Yahsonn.
Yeah, man, I think really though, I guess the point being brought out is, as you mentioned earlier on, is the customer service or the level of customer service, which I don't think many people in Nevis would argue that it is worth and it desires really some fixing, some serious fixing. So it is quite interesting having the conversation, even without having to call the name of the institutions, right? Even if you just, say, well, okay, I'm dealing with this institution, or, because I'm sure people who are listening, because I guess that's what you're doing as well, to seeking to get feedback as well from the public. And I'm sure people can relate to these kind of experiences. I mean, I myself would have experiences with, even simple things like when you would have traveled and you live in different places or even visit different places, and you see how people function in terms of businesses. I mean, I recall my days of going to even as close as St. Martin and look at the differences in the way the persons who work in the stores and the shops and so function in comparison to how people in the stores function here in Nevis and St. Kitts and Nevis on a whole. I mean, you could sometimes go into a store in Nevis and walk through the entire store and come back out without somebody even asking you if you want something, right? Somebody in there on their phone doing whatever, and they ain't even watch you. Maybe you may try to even get their attention, and they may be telling you, hold on, while they finish the conversation or they finish their text or whatever. So, I mean, we can relate to these things. The reality is, we are bringing it to the fore and the awareness. So, like I'm saying, I can relate to a lot of it, and some things too. I think even on the government side, I guess as we're speaking now, I think there's some things that it's like antiquated. We really need to change. I mean, it makes and I think about the persons who are coming from overseas, trying to do business here, and or even nationals returning and want to do certain simple transactions, like maybe updating the social security card or getting a bank account, and sometimes having to still have to go here to get a stamp and go there to get a stamp, and then you have to leave one place, and then when you reach over at the next place, then they tell you, okay, yes, but you need a stamp again. So in terms of having something that gives you, okay, step by step, okay, you need that, and that is going to require, things like that. So I can relate to a lot of what you're saying in terms of, customer service, and I'm sure our listeners, and I would use this opportunity at this time to alert the listeners that you can call in on the program if you want to share your view and opinion. I think Bankie's number is out of service right now, so it would only be 665
Well, you can call me. Well, local, but the WhatsApp don't work again. But local, the phone is working, but the WhatsApp is just not working. Yes.
662-7196 or 665-8459. Those are the numbers to call in. Those of you who usually comment on the wall, we have Booba Love saying blessed night to the brothers and the panel. Justin Huggins says a blessed night, guys. Carol Hapson Body says that's true with the Bank of Nevis. It's a pain to call there. So hey, you see, that's what I'm saying. We have people listening and they're sharing their feedback. So this is what we are hopeful. We are hopeful of that. People can be, forthwith. We don't necessarily, Okay. Anyway, let's have the conversation continue over on the Facebook wall now. We have Steve Mills saying good evening, guys, from Halloween. Okay. Anyway, sorry, guys. Greetings to you. Greetings to both of you. Rutlin Hill saying greetings to you all. Ayona Doe says good night, all. Laurette Watton says good night, all from Birmingham, UK. So we have people all over the world listening. That's why we do say at the beginning of the program, good night, good morning, good evening. One of the greetings will be applicable because we do have people listening from all over the world. We are going to continue our discussions with Felicia Brown, who's here with us as our guest this evening. We are going to be talking about we spoke about a bit of her life story, a bit of her business journey, and we're now into some of the issues that she's bringing to the table for us to consider as people, and some of the challenges and issues she faces as she functions in the business space here on St. Kitts and Nevis. And so those are some of the things that she placed on the table. You can weigh in and share your view and opinions in terms of customer service on a whole on Nevis, and or if you want to extend also to St. Kitts and say St. Kitts and Nevis. And if you want to share, some stories, even if you don't want to be specific in terms of the names of the institutions, it would be nice to hear some of your experiences in relation to customer service on Nevis specifically, and also on St. Kitts and Nevis. Felicia, we're going to allow you to continue I don't know if you want to continue on that same topic or you want to get into another part of the issues that you want to bring to the table.
Yeah, I'm gonna get into something else, but it's part of the customer service issue as well. No,
Okay.
I've been having quite an experience with a shipping company service here. As I'm in my business, I do a lot of ordering. And just in 2, 3 months back, well, a little earlier in the year, I spent over $5,000 just in shipping and custom charges because the company that I was using, they don't do consolidation. So sometimes I'm just ordering one item, it's a £1, and all these minimum charge before, well, it's a £1 package is like $28 before customs and all your charges go in. And so I was like, no, this is eating up, well, adding to my costs that I have to pass on to the customers. And so I decided to seek an alternative. So I found a shipping company that does consolidation. So I work out, this is supposed to save me a good amount of money. Okay, so I started using them for the first time. It's they do consolidation services. So I started doing my ordering to be delivered to that company. I requested a consolidation. Okay. Well, I don't even know which way to go. Okay, let me just ask a question here before I continue. If I am requesting a consolidation shipment, why does it have to take 2 months before my consolidated shipment is delivered to me? Why does it have to take 7 shipments for me to get my consolidation shipment? This is the thing that has been aggravating me. And up to yet, the matter ain't solved. I ain't received all my packages yet. It started in September. October is finished. And I'm still waiting. Well, the last of the packages just received this week. My packages total 30 packages. I requested consolidation from day one. The first shipment they sent 1. And up to yet, nobody explained what happened. I'll just say it's an error. Maybe they don't owe me an explanation, I don't know. And it's as if they willfully pick out the smallest package out of the 30 and send it by itself. No, at least they acknowledged their error and I didn't have to pay the freight charges. Okay. No, we would assume they would do a little better and send the rest of my packages. The next week, because every week they ship out, the next week, they should have had 30 packages. I think it's 32 total. They should have had 30 packages to send. They sent 18. Now, anybody out there, wouldn't you be getting a little bit frustrated? I mean, you're like, you got my 30 packages in your warehouse. You don't send 1 incorrectly. Aren't you going to make an effort to correct? You now have the 30 left. You send 18. Okay. Well, their excuse is they didn't have all the invoices, which is not correct because all the invoices were emailed to them on the 17th of September. I think the shipment left the 18th. Okay, they sent 18. Okay, so 12 remain. Now you'd expect, at least for God's sake, 12 packages are gonna come in the next shipment. They send 6. No, don't you want to know what the heavens earth is going on? Why was the 12 not sent? Up to nobody gave me an answer. They sent 6. Now I'm highly annoyed at this time because 1, my table for setting up my business is in should have been sent in at the 12, which didn't come. So even though I was making plans to go out and do my business, I still wouldn't get to reach now because I ain't got the equipment that I need, plus some of the items to sell. Okay. So 12, supposed to be 12, they send 6. Plus, I have to alert them that out of all when they send their package ID thing, I back check with my orders, and a package is missing. I say, okay, can you find out what's going on here? Because I'm seeing that this package is not included in the list of what you say you're shipping. So package gone missing, on top of splitting up my shipment. So, okay, so I think I said they send 6 out of the 12. Okay, you're waiting for the next 6. The bill of lading have on 6 packages, only 5 was received. Now, what exactly is going on? So how much times are you going to mess up one shipment for one customer and not providing any explanation? No, what end up happening? Well, what end up happening is that the one package that they did not ship in the 6 is the same one package that they say that they can't find. I had to work, I mean, the whole of this, I have to be working out things for them to let them see that the package where you say you're fine, that's the same package that should have been in the 6 that wasn't received. What happened there, I don't know. So they still end up had to send the one by itself. Why is my shipment taking 2 months to get to me? A consolidated shipment that should have been 1, at least 2. Forgive them for whatever. And then when the second 6, well, which end up being 5, reach, because I'm going back and forth with them and like, you all need to work out something with it, because I'm not going to pay for 2 6 and 6, 2 6s. That's not my fault. The packages, all the packages in Miami since the 18, we are all the way down to the 2nd of October, and you still can't get me packages them to me. So they're trying to work out how they're going to compensate me. And well, in terms of the charges, because in my opinion, I shouldn't be having to pay for 2 separate 6 packages. Well, the first one, they well, not automatically, but it didn't question that they needed to take off the charges. The last one, also like the first, they can't expect me to pay for that. The 260 in the middle now, I do not think that I should be paying for 2 separate charges there. So it's taking them a year and a half to work out how they're going to deal with that. So the packages them can't come out of customs until the proper charges are sent. So we have to sit down and wait until them work out their maths and decide how they're going to fix their error. Is that correct?
So
anybody's opinion?
So something like this, if they know what would have been the total weight of the package with all the stuff that you ordered, that could have been one way. They could have, instead of giving, it's mystical. The weight is where you're paid. You're gonna be paid by either way. So until they have all the correct weight and add it up, then they can make up a mind and then give you a total charge.
No, because no. Remember, with ocean, you're not charged by the weight; it's the cubic measurement of the package. So you could have an item that is 100 pounds, but it's only a 2x2 box. So you're only paying for 2x2 and not 100 pounds.
Okay,
you got that?
I got you.
Yeah.
But they deal with something like this every day, so they should have ways and means to compensate in customers. This is so your situation should not be in your situation.
I don't know what's the holdup, because all that they need to do is, because of the inconvenience and all the different wrong sending.
Yes.
Well, in my opinion, at least charge me for one and take off for one, because you shouldn't. Because remember, as it increases, the price per cubic measurement or whatever would drop.
Yes, of course.
So instead of paying 60 and 60, it should probably come to like 45 for the 12. But we shouldn't be paying for at least the second 6 at all.
But
it's like,
so
the
manager said. But what does the manager of the
this is the other issue. This is the other issue, because I've been dealing with one of the representatives from St. Kitts who is over the Nevis part, and she's the one who's dealing with the issue. And even she had to say, like, she is disappointed in the way Miami is handling the situation. She's trying to speak to higher up. When she got to higher up, well, the manager went on vacation in the middle of this. When she actually passed on the number to me, myself, to contact me, because she's like, she's not getting a response from nobody. I contacted him. He acting as if he's not aware of the situation. Well, the full situation, he was the one who had to decide to cancel the first one that they sent by himself. But he seems to be unaware of the other issues. So I had to highlight him on what's going on. And like I said, he was on vacation, so me have to wait until he come back from his vacation, which he just come off Monday. So he's messaged me Tuesday, say, I just went back out to work yesterday. I'm going to deal with the matter. Today is now Friday. I don't hear back from nobody yet. The sink is fussing. I just messaged her this afternoon asking her what's going on. Can nobody come back to me yet? And that's the part that bothers me, because it's like, well, it's a big issue for me, maybe not for them. So nobody is contacting me to say what's going on. Every week I have to be calling, like, okay, what's the update on this matter?
So what package are you missing right now?
So it's the last one that just came in, but they haven't settled the issue with the 2.6 up to yet. To
So
say how they're going to charge me.
Hold on a second. The 2.6 that you're talking about, do you have the packages, or are they still in customs because of the issues that we're talking about?
Yeah, well, whatever they did, I was able to get them finally, as in last week, kind of thing. But what happened is that
when you get them,
I think what they are doing is they're leaving the charges as they are, so that they can be released, and then they're working out because when I spoke to my broker, he said that they are they still ain't come down to a decision as to what they're gonna do, but they paid whatever was there, and then I'm gonna get some kind of credit or some story like that.
Okay.
So I have to pay it as it is, but they haven't worked out is that if I'm going to get a full refund, a half refund, or what, something.
But
so they just have to leave it as it is, so that the items can be released.
So what else is at cost? Anything else at customs? That's it.
No, just the one which I think he didn't. I'm not even sure if they got it, because I don't remember if he said he got, because what happened is that because it was on the invoice when the bill of lading for the 6th, but it was sent in a different shipment, they have to do some kind of special paperwork for it to coordinate, collaborate, or whatever.
But have you received it? I haven't received it as yet. That's it. Have you received it?
Yeah.
No?
I'm trying to find out because I spoke to him this afternoon. I think no, because what did it be, Friday? No, they have to do whatever paperwork, something they have to do. So it's not been.
So once the broker get that the last one, then they'll work out if you pay 1.6 along with just 1.6 and not this next one should have been 1.6.
No, I don't know. I do not know if that is what they're going to do. I'm just assuming that's the road they're trying to take.
Wait till it come and see, and then when the time come, then you make a decision and then you all negotiate, which you should make. Because right now you just want your packaging as yet, right? But you get your package, but you haven't paid anything as yet.
No, I think the last one has not been cleared as yet, because whatever a different document has to be submitted.
But one of these 6 haven't been paid as yet. You haven't paid 2.6. You paid 1.6. You didn't pay 2.6 yet, or only 1.
No, they had to pay the 2 to get them, because you have to pay something. I guess whatever the procedures you have to pay. So they paid what was on the bill, and then they're settling. We're trying to settle now.
Of course. So when you go back to deal with them for the next for the last one, then you are going to negotiate if you're going to pay 1.6 and they take the last or whatever. All should have come in one package. But this is something.
I'm waiting on the decision. Me ain't gonna say it.
Well, you have a say in it, of course, because that you remember your thing was to ship everything in consolidation. So
Yeah,
that
but
was not your fault. What happened?
yeah, but the final, well, it's like for them to decide. I mean, I am thinking in my head that they should
No,
remove
you got to
1 to 6, but they
communicate.
are, I don't know what is
The-
taking them so long to decide what they need to do.
I understand what you're saying. I mean, the process is kind of slow, but you still got to communicate it
Kind of
to make
slow.
it to get
2 months for one shipment, parting in
Of
6
course,
pieces. That's not kind of
yes,
slow.
yes, definitely. I know people who haven't get stuff for more, longer than that. So I know what you're experiencing is a lot of other people experiencing the same thing. Because some people
But
have this mailbox
it's not
thing.
even just this. It's not even just the situation. It's the way they're handling it. If I don't go to them and
Of
ask them a
course,
question, nobody's saying nothing. I
Nevis
mean,
a
that's
day.
not good.
Where you there? And
And
Nevis a
it
day,
is
you
my
know.
first experience. It is my first experience with them, and it is the worst experience I ever had. I've tried 100 different
Yes,
shipping companies before,
yes.
and I
Okay,
mean, it's
so
like
once
I
this
have
is
no desire
finished,
to do business with them again.
that's the whole point I was trying to show you. Once you finish with this experience, then you have choices and just move on to the next experience, and that's it. So it's a bad experience you're having right now. I mean, sure, but the company should make it very. I mean, reach out to you so that they don't lose business with you, especially if you're a good customer and they don't have issue with you paying your bills and stuff like that. It's just to find a way, a mutual ground, and make sure you're being compensated. I mean, you
I
don't want to
mean,
lose customers.
imagine this is my first experience with them. I mean, like, what am I
Yes,
supposed to
I
do
can.
next?
Yes. Well, you can, of course, of course. So the manager, what the manager says about it.
Well, like I said, when I got to him, he was on vacation, which I just
Okay,
sent
I
him the
got you. Yes,
information, and then
yes. And they haven't reached back
he
out to
only
you.
sent back out to say that he's now back out to work and he's going to deal with the matter. But
I
that
got
was
you.
Tuesday. I don't understand why. Well, I will consider it a simple matter in terms of from their end. Why it going to take
Yes,
next month for them to decide what they need to do? They made all the mistakes.
of course.
Simply
I understand what you're
take off
saying.
the charges and take responsibility for it.
Yeah, but most companies are not like that. They don't want to share this responsibility. They don't want to take. I see where you're coming from, but people look at the numbers. You see, you're looking at numbers. They're looking at numbers too. You all are numbers people. That is the problem.
I don't think
Everybody
that that's
looking
the
at
numbers. It's the
numbers.
service. It's the service. The service
Everything.
is more important than the numbers.
Not for
I get,
them.
I
I
get
guess
that.
not.
I get that.
Sometimes.
I get that, Banky, and
I
I guess
understand.
that's the main idea that is being brought out here in the discussion that customer service is very much lacking on Nevis and on Synkits and Nevis generally, whether it is in sometimes the private sector or even sometimes the public sector. But at this point, we're dealing with a lot of public sector issues. Well, we are rolling on, and we now are gonna get into that other discussion now that um, I think you need some clarity and advice on. And so let's see how well we can articulate this aspect, and maybe also people in the public may have similar experiences and might be able to give some advice as well.
Yeah. Okay. So the next matter, which is a major one. I hope we have enough time to go through it. But a lot of people might should whichever verb I need to use. A lot of people would probably be aware of some of this story because I have posted it myself on my Facebook pages and on my status and stuff like that. So some people are aware of what. And it's a two-part story, two separate stories with me in the middle. Up front, it's regarding a scammer who decided to use my account at the bank to try to scam somebody out of their money, thinking that he picked up a fool to mess with, got caught in his own trap, and then upset with me because what's the word? I interfered, whatever. I intercepted his plans, so he didn't get through with stealing the people their money. And then the man decided that he going to get me killed. Okay, that's the basis of this story. So, you want me to start from the beginning now? Before I do that, let me ask a few questions regarding the police, because like I said, I have serious issues with them. Why? I don't know. Okay, this matter came up. I went to the I started reporting it to the police even before it reached death threats. And I decided I'm going to start up top instead of dealing with picking the egg down the bottom, if I have to say it like that. Expecting some kind of response. Then I ain't calling no name, but I went to an inspector first. Then I went to the SOP. No response. Explaining to them somebody's threatening my life, say how they're going to kill me, they're going to send somebody for this, and even if they get back the money, they're going to box off my face and all kind of story. It's not scared, but I don't take them kind of thing there lightly. Because I know who I'm dealing with to begin with. And this person is probably some real high-tech scammer who know what they're doing. Like how you got drug lords and so, I consider that person up the underlevel. Sending me threats because I intercepted. He gonna decide to use my account to transfer money. And because he ain't get through, he have me to kill. Well, maybe you could understand that in a way. So I brought the matter. Okay, maybe I need to explain this story. Okay, I'm doing my business. I sell stuff online. I had advertising. I sell and I also do some rent. So I am renting tents and tables. I have it up on the Facebook pages. People contact me, what's your price, da, da, da. So a person contacted me regarding that ad that I have up, said that they're looking for a tent. But one of the things that I normally, when somebody contact me, the first thing I ask, are you in St. Kitts or Nevis? Because I will speak differently depending on where you're at. So they said they're in St. Kitts. So I say, well, I am located in Nevis. They say, I know, it's okay. Okay, I say, okay. I say, I would have to find out the charges for the boat and delivery and everything, you know. They contacted me, I think the Tuesday. No, maybe down the Wednesday. Don't even remember. Anyway, they said that I went and called the boat, find out how much it's going to cost, get somebody to deliver it to the boat. I give him all the charges. They wanted it for a whole week, and so I said, okay, that's a good sale for me. So I decided I'm not going to charge them the full price. I discounted it. They said they wanted it for 7 days. I said $100 a day, and I'm going to cover the shipping cost. I ain't bother going to add it on. $700 for a sale, I find that reasonable enough. It's okay. Okay, so find out they want it from Monday morning. So I said, then I would have to send it Sunday afternoon on the boat, get all the logistics times and everything. And all this time he's like, okay, hon, it's no problem. I say, you will have to send the payment by Saturday for me to confirm that, you know, this is a legal thing. And along the way, I already smelled something fishy, but I just going along because I doing my thing. Started to ask for, well, I gave him my account information to send the money, which I need to do. My name, account number, my phone number. And then, I think by Saturday, I'm asking, can I have your full name and phone number to put on the package? Oh, I just lost my phone. Red flag number 1. Okay. Then they asked me, well, it's like, I'm going to send the money just now. That's in Saturday. Okay. Then they asked me, can I have your email address? I said, what is that for? So I can send you the receipt. I'm like, I'm confused. In my mind, I'm like, I'm confused. I said, just send me the information via WhatsApp. I don't communicate with emails. I only use WhatsApp and phone. Mine didn't say they ain't got a phone number. Asked for so I didn't get actually they didn't respond to my asking for the full name and thing. So come down to Saturday, me ain't see no money. Saturday night, I message them and say, I would need to receive the money by 12 o'clock Sunday to confirm this transaction because I have to go hire somebody to go do the thing. Me not go put none on the boat without no money. Sunday come, 12 o'clock come, me ain't see nothing. Well, from since Sunday morning, me done take it off my head kind of thing, and me realize them not serious. 12 o'clock come nothing. Okay, well, me totally cancel. About 6:50 in the evening, it just say the event was cancelled. No, sorry, I didn't get back to you earlier, nothing like that. Me not say nothing, at least nothing passed, me not say nothing yet, me not receive no money yet. Leave it go. Okay. So that's Sunday night. Must be Tuesday now, they say, I would like to get, no, you say, the event is now, whatever, is now Friday. No, I probably should have declined the offer straight then, since they're stupid the first thing. So I said, that was Tuesday they contact me. So I said I would have to receive the money. I said, well, I would have to send the stuff by Thursday since you want it for Friday. So I would have to receive the money by Wednesday to confirm. Okay, that's no problem. I'm going to send the money just now. Yes, nothing. Wednesday, 3 o'clock, they send the confirmation of the money being sent. Now, my transaction is $700. They send me a confirmation for $500. Red flag number 2. I didn't even question that, because between 3 to 5 minutes after, well, they say, I just sent the money, they send the copy of the confirmation. No more than 5 minutes after they send that, I want back my money, you scammer. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? So, and then the man just start rattling, the lady, because then I could say the name, because they don't remove themselves from Facebook. I think Facebook also removed them because I reported it as a scam. He goes by the name, I keep saying he. Anyway, the name is Kim French. The profile picture shows a woman picture. So in my head, it's a woman. It's only after I post my story on Facebook, somebody posted a picture of a man saying, this is the Kim French person, and they did a transaction with him, and apparently they didn't get whatever they paid for, story, and then a few persons posted dealing with the same Kim French person. But the picture that the person said saying, this is the person, is a male. So when I say she, everybody's saying, but is a man, is a man. Well, I can only go by what I was dealing with. So, send back my money now. I want me effing money. You is a scammer. Rattling down the road. I think, yeah, I called the inspector at the police station because I'm familiar with that person. I explained the situation, how I just did the transaction, and the person sent the money, and they demanded me send back the money, and they're swearing at me and all kind of thing. He listened to me. Okay. I gave him my story up to that point, nothing else. Okay, so the person keep thinking, just swearing down, send back me effing money. He's a scammer. Or make you no go look work, not work that sing hits. I sure you not got no tent. I took a picture of the tent, the box, and send it to them. I'm like, well, I guess maybe before I say, I'm going to report this to the police. Whatever the response is, I can't remember all of them. And then he's like, I'm gonna, well, I come back and I say, I have spoken to the police, and if you have an issue, you need to report it. You have an issue with me, go and report me to the police. I want back my money, send back my money now. Money done 3 o'clock anyway. So, red flag number 3. He just sent a number and then send a next number. So me acting stupid. What are these numbers for? The first one here, like I said, that's the account number. The next one, he said that's the phone number. Mine didn't say I'm gonna phone enough. Then he put French. So I'm like, what is that for? That's my name. Kim French. I said, my whatever numbers and accounting story or auditing. Go back, check the receipt, the confirmation that he sent me, which is $500, which should have been $7. The account number that it came from is not the account number that he gave me, red flag number 4. So I was like, this is not the account number that, this account number is not the same as what the money came from. So I said, if I have to send back the money, I will be sending it back to the account that sent it to me. Then it started flaring up. Also, at the bottom of the confirmation is the email address of the account holder, which ain't got nothing to do with him. The man getting on. I know people in Nevis, and people just kill people for their money. I know people just kill people for their money. This will be hard working money. Yeah, like really? And the man start giving to me all the characteristics of a scammer. I'm like, I said, I have reported this matter to the police. If you have a problem with me, I suggest you do the same. What police you telling me about? Me no want no effing police. Making up, give me back my money. Da 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 da. Leave it to that. All down 10 o'clock in the night, the man still a message me. His last message. Well, what he did, I think was the night. He go back into my ad and come back as a, well, not a different person, but do it again, saying, is this still available? Which is what people would say. So, I mean, he ain't even changed name, or maybe he was just playing. I don't know. So I was like, yes, it's still available. You want to try again? I guess that upset him even more. And he was like, B, I must kill you. Just wait, you're going to see. That was his last comments. Well, okay, so that's the end of that. So I spoke to the inspector, like I said, after the transaction came through, before he got to any death threats. 6 o'clock also, when I'm going home, I call the police station to inform me of what has happened and all that I work out in the thing. He done leave work. I leave my name and a number. Please ask him to please contact me as soon as possible because the matter that we discussed has escalated. Then I reach home after 7. I call back the police station. I say, well, I let them know I had left a message already and I haven't heard from him. Can you please send a message again to let him know that I'm contacting him? Because I think I said the matter has escalated to death threats at that time. I can't confirm, but I think I said death threats in the second part. I just said that the first time I said the matter has escalated and I need to speak to you as soon as possible. Up to today, whatever the date today be the 31st October, I haven't heard from that man as yet. The morning, I contacted a higher up. I sent a WhatsApp message. It was like 6 something in the morning, so I sent a WhatsApp message, briefly going through what I was dealing with. Say, can I meet with you and the inspector so that we can discuss this matter? He responded, well, I sent him some clips of the conversation that the person was sending. And he said, his response was, this looks like a serious matter. Okay, so I expect y'all will deal with it seriously then. That was the same Wednesday. I ain't hear back anything else. Must be the Friday. I call him. Friday, Thursday. He told me coming Friday morning, 9 o'clock to meet with him. I break my neck, went down to reach for 9 o'clock. I was late. I actually messaged him, tell him I'm running late. Because the bus gone all the way up a bands, got come back down. I reached about 10 past. When I go, he's not there. He never sent me no message to say nothing. We done say 9 o'clock. Well, he sent say come in to see 9 o'clock. Me got a hand there. I asked. Well, apparently some urgent meetings came up, and he would be out in meetings all day. So I had to message him and say, I came to look for you, and they say you were not in. When can we meet? Up to Monday morning, me get no response on that yet. Sunday, I went down to the police station in Newcastle, and I briefly explained to the person there. But first I asked him, do you all have a criminal investigation department in Nevis? Yes, where is it? In town. I says, anybody there on a Sunday? He says, somebody should be there. I said, I need to make a report, but I need to go directly to these people. I end up giving him most of the story, and he was like saying, it's best you wait till Monday morning to go in and talk to somebody for whatever reason. So I ain't bother wait nowhere. I explained to him how I'm not getting any response from the higher up people then. He said he's gonna send a message to the higher up and let them know. So Monday morning, I get a message from the higher up saying to come in at 1 o'clock. I went, we spoke, I tell him the whole story. He sit down, he listen. He said, I need to go and make a report. Now, after me don't give him the whole story, I need to go downstairs and file a report. Me had time for that because I had to get back to my work, go make $2, and I decided to go back the Tuesday morning, go make this report. When I got in there and I say, I'm here to make a report, the man pull out a half a leaf. A half a leaf, I come up to me and ask, what's your name? I was like, is that the report? And he was like, yes. I said, that is going to be the report and a piece of paper? He's like, I'm going to take the information and then we're going to enter it into the system. I said, this is how we are the business? Yeah, that's how they do it. So I give him the story when he just listening to me, you know. And then, okay, we done the story. I said, so what's going to happen from here? He said, well, I am not the person who deals with these kind of things. I just take the information and put it in the system. I said, I ain't even gone into that. There's a similar, well, not similar, there's another story related to this same person in St. Kitts. The person have already gone to the police, made their report. She's not even getting any satisfaction from them. This is the person who sent the money into my account. There's a lot of mess up. But anyway, she gone to the police to make she report. She showed them the confirmation of her sending the money into the account, which is mine, thinking that he was going for a transaction she was doing, whatever. I don't get in contact with that person. Speak to her, let her know that the money, yes, is in my account, but I'm not the one who, you know, the whole, let her know that it's a scam. I said, I have your money, but miss, I need to report this to the police before I send back your money because she keeps saying she want back your money. I said, you're going to get back your money, but the police got to get involved with this first. She got to the police, get she report, they send her. She makes she report, they say they're going to contact her. Nobody contact her back. They're telling her she needs to go to the bank and get a bank statement. Now, what the hell is that for? I really don't know because she don't show them. The money come out of she account, the money went into my account. She had to go pay $50 to go get a bank statement to go carry to them. And when she carried, she said, they say it's not needed. I mean, I don't know how to respond to that part. So I submit this report. Sorry.
Set your phone properly. You're not seeing your full face. Set your phone properly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, nice. Thanks, yes.
So, well, I was concerned about this report thing because everybody's saying you need to make a report. And I go in there and he gonna listen to me and put down some notes on a scrappy piece of paper and gonna tell me that gonna enter into the system. No, me not understand how that works. I guess my language changed right now, but one will actually have to call another officer and ask them, is a report the same as a statement? Because I have been to the police where I had to make statements before where they sit down and write whatever, and then you have to sign, where you read it and then you sign and say, this is what I said. No, that information that he put in the system, I don't know what he put in because he only go by what in his head. I don't know if he got my story right. I mean, and that is already in the system. I would thought that I would be given some kind of report. I mean, well, something in paper, go through it and say, yes, this is what I said. Because I don't know what he said. I don't know what he put in the system. And most of the time, they never got your story right. So I spoke to, well, just tonight. Well, actually, since that was Tuesday mine. Up to today, nobody contact me. I asked him what's the procedure. Well, the people I'm gonna go in, whoever deals with is with the criminal investigation department, I guess, is gonna go in and look at the information and they will contact you. I even had to make fuss with him and I said, so I said, how long is this gonna take? Oh, we can't say because there could be 100 cases that they're already dealing with. I said, you're looking at a matter that with death threats, life threatening, and you're gonna tell me have to wait till when you reach number 99 for me to be next? I mean, isn't there some way of prioritizing? I come into you telling you somebody, I go into the police telling you somebody is threatening me, I show you. And you're gonna tell me you don't know when you're going to get around to me? You're gonna wait until I find me in some gutter or something? It's like, this is how the system works. I don't know. So up to today, nobody has contacted me since I made that report on Tuesday. I called the police station tonight, because the person tell me I could call and ask them what's the status on it. I called the police station tonight, whoever I spoke to, I said, I'm checking on the status of a report I made. My name is Felicia Brown. He go in the system and he said, well, I see the information here, but I'm not seeing anything as in to say nobody has done anything. There isn't any added, nothing to say like whatever. And then he was like, I should call back on Monday or something like that. Me I say, okay, because me don't understand how they operate, which is non-operational. So I'm like, I mean, this is how you're supposed to treat a case like that. Is it me overthinking or something and it's not that serious and I shouldn't get worked about it? The other half of the story, that the same scammer, actually going by the same name, because of my working in offshore banking and stuff like that, I have attended a number of courses in, what do you call it, money laundering. So maybe that's where I pick up quickly, remembering from back then, or what. So he is buying on one side from me, he's selling on the other side. So this is how they plan this stuff. Or maybe let me tell you. So he is advertising that he has an apartment for rent in Bastia, 1 bedroom, fully furnished for 500 EC. Red flag. Anyway, this lady who just moved into the country is desperately looking for a place. So she see this and she jumped on the offer. Unfortunately, she sent, well, I guess, may want to put no presumption in there, but I guess he demand you send the money now, whatever. So she sent the money to him with like arranging to go and see the place after she don't send the money mine. So she don't send the money because in her conversation with him, she said, may I have your name, please? And he said, Felicia. And then he don't give her my account information. So the money end up in my account based on the instructions she was given. She didn't know what she dealing with. So now she gone to the place they're supposed to meet. She ain't familiar with the place because she's not from here. People instructed her where she said she want to go. She go there, nobody there. She called a number. She ain't get no answer. Then she used the number that she used for the transfer, which is my number, calling me, saying, this is the person who's supposed to meet you. So I obviously me know what she's talking about. So I telling her, you probably have the wrong number because I sell online, but I don't have anything about any apartment posting. So she was like, this is the number they gave me, and I just sent you the confirmation. So she sent me a copy of the confirmation, which is the same confirmation that the scammer sent me because, well, that's the only money passing. And then I go back and I look at the thing again and I realized that the reference says apartment, but I never thought anything of it because people just put out any description when you're sending money, say gift, whatever, bill, something. So then I made the connection, okay, so And then, like I said, it's $500 for the apartment. She said $500 to Felicia, who's supposed to be renting. So I had to explain to her what is going on, and I'm in the middle. Like I said, she don't go on police to report. They ain't doing nothing. They're not answering. They're not responding to her. Then, apparently the officer who she was dealing with in St. Kitts called me and said, we have a report, we received a report that some money was sent to you. And did you receive the money? I said, yes. Did the lady show you the confirmation of the money going to me? All that. Then she started getting on. Well, maybe you can't blame it, but they're looking at me as if I'm a scammer. Well, it kind of looks so because this person sent somebody to Felicia who promised to give her an apartment and we got the money and kind of thing. So kind of understandable. But the operating, I say, I have my story over here on this side and you all need to deal with me because they're just concentrating on, well, they actually first told her there is nothing that they can do to help. She said, they tell her if they can't do anything, the most they could do is talk to me, but if I don't want to send back the money, they can't do anything. No, that doesn't make no sense to me. So anyway, this officer called me, like I said, and then she started saying, I was very upset. And she started saying, if I want this to become a court matter. I said, that is exactly what I'm looking for, this because this needs to go to court. But they're concentrating on, well, the money being in my account kind of thing. I tell her, I'm not doing anything until you all come and deal with me. She was like, well, are you going to come to St. Kitts to make a statement? I said, you are going to pay for me to come to St. Kitts? And then I started sending her the information, the screenshots of the message with me and the person. And then that was midday we were talking. I sent the message after. But she sent back in the night to say she was in a class and I'm going to look into it and see how I can help you. Up to yet, I don't hear back from the person yet. And this is a corporal in St. Kitts. And then what I learned from when I went to make my report, I let the person know that there is, like I said, another side of the story. So are you all going to join these information so you all can investigate and get to the matter of it? The system in St. Kitts is separate to what's in Nevis. So St. Kitts can't see the information in the Nevis system and Nevis can't see it. I said, but in my head, how the hell is that supposed to work to solve a case? St. Kitts and Nevis is one federation. Why you can't combine? I mean, people at St. Kitts come and Nevis who kill people. So why you can't look in the system and put the two together? How are you going to be able to carry out an investigation when each side only got half of the story? How is anything going to be accomplished? I also called
serious. I can't say allegations, but I guess I could say allegation can be here the other side of the story yet. But I mean, this is serious, and I mean, let me not smile because at one point you mentioned death threats and so on in this scenario, and it's very disheartening to hear that the kind of responses we're hearing from that side, and I am hopeful that maybe after this discussion we might be able to get an officer to speak on their side of this, because I think it is quite an interesting discussion, because I think a lot of this is happening around the world now as a lot more people are getting more into technology and we're becoming more of a digitalized society. And so there are a lot of people who are out there who, just like in the normal world where you have people, see how like we have Hurricane Melissa passing here, there's some people who are home plotting, waiting for the storm to go to loot, right? And so it's the same way online. There are some people out there who are just, their job is to look for some kind of loophole or some kind of scheme or something to get at you. And you happen to get they love this.
Yeah, I got
But
caught in the middle.
yes,
But my thing is, I mean, I don't see people cussing the police. I mean, I got nothing for say because, well, I guess I've never been involved in anything kind of thing, or say anything. But how on God's green earth, St. Kitts and Nevis is supposed to be one police force, as far as me know. How are you going to keep criminal information separate and you can't look in there and how is it going to work? What are you going to solve when most of the time is somebody in St. Kitts do something in the Navy, somebody in the Navy do something in St. Kitts? How can you not have a connection? I mean, okay, they're saying only the higher ups can go in and see both systems, but them higher up ain't the one doing the investigation. So do they go in and look at all the reports that are being made? I mean, what's the sense in this? Added to all this, at first, I didn't want to go to the bank because I figured that they're not going to give me any information, which is understandable. But I called the bank and said, just to look news if you want to it. I said, I have somebody give me some information to send some money to them, and I just wanted to confirm that the name and account number is correct. So I give them the account number that they gave me. I give them the name, Kim French, name, account number, and phone number, which they did provide a phone number. So she said, for that account number, the last name says French, but that's not the first name. So I said, what about the phone number? She said, that phone number is not associated with that account. Okay. So if I really had intended to follow his instructions to send him money, it still would have never got through because the account number and the phone number don't match. So that's a stupid move on his part. So I told her, I gave her the account number that it came from. I said, well, so she looked up the phone number to see who that number is associated with. Well, of course, she can't give me the information. It's not my business. And then she said, the only thing that matches is, well, the French part, because the first name ain't in their system. So they have a French last name, but the account number, but I don't even think that the account number belongs to name, but I guess she look up Kim French, see what there, look up that account number, see what there, look up that phone number, see thing, and it's like nobody match. No, when I go to the police, okay, so I gave her a briefing of the story, what's going on. And she said she's gonna look into it, update me, hear back from her. I guess she's not obligated to give me any information. So when I went to the police, I telling them, I said, how you all going to carry out this investigation? Plus, I haven't given them all the information either. I'm going to give them the account number and all them story there. I'm like, one of the first places y'all need to confirm with is the bank. Who does this account number belong to? Follow a lead on that. To me, that's the first step. Them telling me, the bank can't give them information just so. It would have to go through a court order. So me have to sit down for this to go to, no, me have to sit down for them to get a court order to go to the bank to ask some questions on a matter that's talking about killing me. Does that make any sense? How come, I mean, if she rang all right, but how come she give me at least some information? I mean, at least she tell me these don't match. But why you have to go to the court? I mean, somebody threatening to kill me life, I mean, I have to wait till the next 2 weeks for when a court hearing is available for you to get an order to go to the bank to ask some question. You are the police supposed to have enough authority based on the issue to go in and ask simple question, who this account number be? Let me go track down this person and see what connection they have with this thing. That seems like a plausible approach to me. I mean, yeah.
Man,
So
I'm really happy that you were able to bring this issue to light, because I'm certain that a number of persons out there maybe have experienced some of this. I'm seeing some comments saying that's one of the oldest scams in the book. You send the money back on a bounce check, Did you actually? Well, they asked if you actually got $500 that cleared in your account and remained after the bank holding time.
Let me cut in right here on that. Well, I don't know what's bank holding time or whatever that person is saying, but well, let me briefly describe what the scammer was trying to do, which is what is a common scheme that they use. You Tafari, you're the scammer, sorry to say. Okay? You out there selling, advertising an apartment for sale. Mr. Bankie over there. I'm in Nevis. You think it's you're not even necessarily in think it's. You advertising that you have an apartment for sale. I out here selling my legitimate business, have a tent to rent. You come to me, make arrangements, say you want to rent me tent for a week. We don't work out all the business, whatever. You advertise the story out there, Mr. Bankie come to you, will contact you, say that I'm interested in this apartment. You don't put up your price, it's $500. You probably tell him you need to send this money now because everybody's looking for it, and if you want it, send the money right now. We don't make, Bankie ain't gonna go see what this thing looks like yet. But he send the money because he desperately want the apartment. So he make arrangements with me, said that he gonna send me the money. How much time he tell me you're sending it right now? You say you're gonna send the money. You wait until Bankie pay you the $500. Bankie ain't even send it to you. You ask what name to put on the transfer. You say Felicia. So she conduct her transaction, sending $500 to Felicia for the apartment. The man said, well, the person said the name Felicia. So anyway, the money reached to me because she had proper instructions. So the money is in my account. Now, as soon as the money hit my account, you demanding me, you canceling your transaction with me. So it's like, you don't pay me, but you don't want the tent again. So send back my money. That's what he's doing. So he's trying to claim somebody's money, have them send it to me, and then cancel my transaction with me so that I would send back the people their money to he. That's how he gonna collect. Y'all get the line there? That's how they operate. So that is what money laundering is all about. Washing the money 100 cycles until it finally get to them.
Yes, I understand what you mean. So now,
I was supposed to send back the $500 that you scamish.
But you know the money belongs to. So the money really belongs to the lady, the person who went in the apartment.
Yeah. Yes, so she sent the money to me.
Yes, so she need back her money because the father.
He's claiming give he back his money. Well,
I understand, but he did. I understand, but he didn't pay it. I got you, but he didn't pay it. He didn't pay it for nothing from you. The money is for sending the lady send the money for him to the apartment. He said it to you. He said he gave her your information.
He used it as his payment. He used it as his payment to me, because if I didn't go and read the fine lines. But I mean, it's obvious because, like I said, the first thing is he asked me to send back money to the account that it came from. If I have to send back any money, if I was to send back any money, if it was a legitimate thing and he said he want back the money, of course I'm only going to send it back to the account that it came from. Send back to the sender. I'm not going to send it to non-new account, to non-different account.
Yes.
So that's where he missed his step. And I mean, the thing is the way the man dealing with me, causing me stink with all the effing and how he going to send somebody to him and how he unbox me.
But the situation at hand right now, and it's just for the police. So why the police are taking this situation serious?
That is what she's saying.
Please put it out there and ask somebody to ask them.
I guess that's what she's trying to figure out.
Because it's a small community.
Why are they not taking me seriously? Why are they not doing anything? Why nobody come back to me? Why nobody come back to she? She went and make she report. Every day she asks me, you hear anything from them yet? I like, you hear anything from them yet? No, nobody get back to me. I mean, apparently this is not a serious matter that needs attention. Is my point.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's a tough situation. I'm really glad that you were able to.
So you're telling me. So 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 you don't know the money belongs to the lady. You know that. You confirm
I
that.
know that. I have spoken to her. We have the same
Okay.
confirmation he sent me is the same confirmation she sent me. So may they
Okay.
need anything else
So
to prove who the money belongs to.
so okay. So why wouldn't you give the lady
The
her
money
money
is
then?
not the issue. Is they need to go and find the person who is doing it, because people posted other people posted transactions
I
that they had
understand.
with
I
the
understand
person.
what you mean.
So
But I understand. But that still would not, that's giving the lady back her money would not still warrant them from investigating it because you still
but
have the
if
information that
go ahead.
what I'm
But
saying, what
Banky,
I'm saying, even
Banky,
if you give,
here,
what I'm
here,
saying, yes, son, yes, son. What I'm saying, if you still give back the lady her money, the problem will still it will still be there, but just that the lady said, but it's not his money. But at least the lady gave back her
no,
money. Cause you
Banky,
see what I mean?
Banky,
Yes,
see if you understand
yes.
what's happening here. I don't think it
Of
is
course, I
quite.
understand.
I don't think it's quite that simple still, and I am thinking
What
that
you
the
mean?
position. I am thinking that the position that she's taking at this point is the right position
Yes.
until whatever can be solved. Because here is it. Listen what has happened here. The person, even though she has found out that the money belonged to the person,
Mm-hmm.
technically the person never really paid her. The person technically paid the scammer.
No,
But it
no,
just
no. The lady put up scammer.
hold on.
Yes,
The
Yes,
lady
yes,
put up
yes.
yes,
yes.
son.
Because
How we pay the scammer?
the scammer gave her information to the person who paid who put the money in her account. So as far as you pay, so she was me and you as the example. So as far as
I
you
understand what
know,
you're saying.
you were paying me for this apartment. So you send $500 to me for an apartment, but instead of sending it to me, it went into Felicia's account because I gave you Felicia's information to send me the money
Of
too.
To
course.
send them. Yeah.
But I don't know that, yes, son. You understand? I don't. You see what I
Exactly.
mean? I did.
So then
That's
here
fine.
is it now. So here is it now. Somebody calling Felicia to tell Felicia about some money that Felicia don't know anything about
Fine.
either. And that is where
We
Felicia gets
understand
into the
that.
middle of this. So
Yeah, but what I'm
it,
saying, this is a situation still can be it
mhm.
can still be solved between her because she will still have the information that the money is just that she's the wrong person. That doesn't mean she can't back your money.
No, no, hold on. But that is what is happening here. What Felicia is saying
Yes.
that she knows, and you know who is the
Yes.
person who sent the $500 that she has the money in
Yes.
the account. So
Yes.
they both know on two sides. On your side, you went to the police and St. Kitts and report. On her side, she went to the Nevis police and report. And so both
Yes,
of
son,
you are.
that's fine.
Mhm.
We understand that, but it come down to the come to. We'll give the lady back her money. This problem can still be solved because the lady, nobody get nothing, you know. The lady still ain't get the apartment. You see what I mean? She lose her tent. It's just that there's a scheme between, but release the money to the lady who didn't give back her money. But the problem can still be
Hold
solved.
on.
Just you see
No,
what I
hold
mean?
on, Banksy. But I wouldn't do that because here's what I would have
But
done, which is what she's
uh-huh.
doing right now, seeking
Yes.
to get the authority to get to the bottom of the scenario. Because if he just move just like that,
Yes.
then he or she or whoever it is could just go and scam somebody else, and the thing just continue. So
No,
what?
no, the situation ain't
No,
change.
Exactly,
The only thing
exactly.
changes. The situation all that only changes now is just that in the meanwhile the lady received her money, but you still can investigate the case. That's what I'm saying.
But
This
the
case can still
police
be
is not doing
investigated.
anything is the issue. The
I
police
understand
has not
that, but
started to do anything to investigate the matter. So how are we going to get
that's
solved
fine.
when
I
they ain't even
understand.
started?
Yeah, because what I'm saying, the point is, you have the money sitting in your account, right? You know, truly, the money belongs to the lady because she end up in a situation where she thinks she was paying for an apartment, but it's her money. You all established that. That's what I'm saying. You established the money belongs to me. I was supposed, you understand? It's like I'm faking paying a bill to Yahsonn, which Yahsonn gave me your information. But when I come to the company, I realize you don't rent an apartment. You understand? So you know
but
it's
Yeah.
Banky,
me.
but
But
hold on,
yes,
Banky,
son.
The
hold
issue.
on, Banky. Banky, you're making it sound pretty simple,
Right.
but here the reality is
Yes,
no.
and it's
And
simple.
and no,
It's still the
no,
same
because
thing. What you mean?
hold on. You pay the money to Felicia's account, but remember,
Yes.
as far as you concerned, is me you pay. Me now
Yeah, but it
looking for
we
me
don't
money
establish
from
that. She don't
me now
establish
looking
that.
for me
No, we
money
don't
from
establish that.
Felicia. So right now I
Yes,
am
and
threatening Felicia. So what
no, no,
about
no,
the
no, no,
part
no, no, no. The part there,
when
no, the
Felicia give back
part
she
there,
the money?
the part don't exist because the part there, he did not get any product from Felicia. You see what I
No,
mean? He did not. You see, he did not
what are you saying? What are you saying doesn't exist?
here. Listen me out, because I get what you're saying clearly. I get what you're saying clearly. The gentleman did not buy a tent from you. He was going to buy a tent from you. He canceled the order, right? He canceled the order, so he don't owe you nothing. You don't owe him nothing. The only person you owe
Yeah.
is who send money to
No,
you, which you Yahsonn, wait, Yahsonn. Because the gentleman did not cancel his order. You okay?
Banky.
The lady, listen me, man. Let me say, me understand exactly what you say. The police not get involved, so it's up to you to still give back the lady her money. Can you don't establish the money belongs to the lady? She
No,
honestly
no,
said
no,
her
no, no.
money.
May I interrupt here? This whole
Yes,
thing, the
yes,
money is not the issue in this entire scenario.
yes, but
The
because you still
issue
have
is
it.
getting to find out who this person is. The money that I sit
I
down now go
understand.
nowhere.
That's
So,
yeah, but the
so we
lady
don't
want
need
her
to be
money. That's what I'm
concentrating
saying.
and the money. It's the person we have to get down and find out who it is. Let me
That's
add a few
fine.
things here.
Yeah. Because the lady don't
Let me
want her
add a
money
few things
still
here.
while this going through. Don't the lady want her
Yeah,
money?
yeah, the point is the police need to step up and be doing something, actively
I
doing something.
understand
They ain't
what you're
even
saying.
come to me to get all the information. So how they gonna start?
Okay,
Nobody
okay.
come
So
to me
what I'm
to
saying,
ask me nothing. I have a lot of information that
but
they can use to try and track down this person. We don't
yes,
even
what
know
I'm
if the
saying,
person
right?
is a person in St. Kitts.
But what I'm asking you, even if you give the lady who the money belongs to, what the police still can't get involved. That's what I'm saying.
No,
That's what
they
I'm
will
saying.
not, because they will not, because
Why?
if me return the money, it's like the case is basically solved, excepting trying to get the person. But the police ain't got no drive to go look for I guess the innocent victim is the lady who gave up her money. So me go return back the
But that
money to
scam
her.
still, but that scam still exists. But that scam still exists by the
Yeah, but
transaction. The transaction is on
the
paper.
police is not trying, the police is not doing anything to try and get to the
Yes,
scammer. That is
I
the
understand
issue.
that. But what I'm saying, giving them still releasing the money can still the problem can still be solved with the police. That's all I'm
The police
saying.
not gonna be interested. They ain't interested now. They're gonna be interested when she don't get back. According to them, I mean, they don't say it ain't nothing they could do.
But
They're
but
not
you,
trying. They need to
you see,
come
but
to
you
me and
just
get
let's
the
say
information that I have.
yes, but you just say right there is nothing they can do. That what you just say. Say if you
No,
say they
that's what
can't
the
do
police
nothing,
is saying. That's what the police is
that's what I'm
saying, not me, you
saying.
know. The police is
Of
telling
course, the
her that they
police,
can't do
yes,
nothing.
yes, that's fine. So if the police say they can't do nothing, so where we gonna go forward then? Can the police tell you they
No,
can't do
but
nothing,
they have no
right?
right to say that. They are the police.
But
That's
I
their job
understand.
to investigate matters. How you gonna come and me
But that
gonna
what
tell
they
you
tell
somebody
you
get threatened to kill me and you gonna come and tell me, oh, me can't do nothing? I mean,
because
the
yes, I
police gonna
want.
say that
But
you can't do nothing?
that was wrong. Whoever police told you that, I mean, I don't know who the individual can substantial,
Not
but
me, you know.
it's wrong.
Is the person in think is that is what the person in think is who
I
making the report
understand
to
that,
the money.
of
They
course.
are
Yes,
repeatedly telling her there is nothing they can do. They start do anything yet?
of course.
I mean, that's the first thing they tell her.
You see, you
So
and the
what's the role
lady
of the
don't figure
police?
out the situation. Yes, and Al Mesa, right? With this situation, whether because the transaction is there within the accounts. So even if you still give the lady the account, give her money back, because the lady still is out of $500. That is the reality. You know who this scammer is. The crime still exists.
No,
That's the whole
no, no,
point.
no, no.
The crime.
We don't know who is. That's what the police need to go and find out who is this
Yes,
scammer.
that's the whole
We only got
point.
a name.
Yes. Yes, that's the whole point. They can still investigate it, but at the same time, the lady will still give back her money. But to solve the problem, they still investigate the case.
The lady
That's
is
what I'm
gonna get
saying.
back her money. That is not in
When,
question.
when that gonna
When
happen? When?
I need the
Yes,
police to
when?
deal with that person.
Okay.
When
So
the
if the
police
police don't deal with
start to do something,
so if that don't happen
that
so if that
is,
don't happen till next year, next year this time here a year later, she won't get her money until then.
well, I guess that's up to me to decide since the police ain't getting involved.
Well, of course, well, so I'm asking
But
you,
anyway,
okay, only you can solve the
that's not
problem.
the least. That's the least of the problem right now. That's the least of the problem. I need somebody to focus on getting to the instigator of this whole thing.
Okay,
Because it's not
can I
about
make
the money, it's
can I
about,
make a
listen,
suggestion?
wait, let me tell you, wait,
Can I make
let
a
me say something.
suggestion?
He
Yeah, let me make a
didn't get anything
suggestion.
from me, I didn't get anything from him. But it's my reputation
Yeah,
on the line. The man went and used my
good.
account to
Yes.
embezzle
Le-
somebody else's money. That's the seriousness
yes.
of the issue.
So let me make a suggestion now, okay? Can I make a suggestion? Can I
Sure.
make a suggestion? Good.
Yes,
I
go
want the
ahead.
problem to be solved so your name can be cleared of being like an accessory to a scam or whatever it is. Can you report to Chateau, ask for Chateau or Myers and get them involved in
What
your
is that?
situation? Is inspector at the Port
Somebody
Charleston
name you
police
just call?
station? Yes, Chateau, Inspector
So
Chateau and Myers. Can they
what level are they? What level are they?
inspectors?
Huh?
Then can you take it? Can you take your case to them and see what anything
No,
changes?
I'm asking you what level are they? They're police people, right?
Yes,
I'm not hearing you if
you
you're
understand me?
speaking. No, I didn't
They
hear
are
anything just now.
inspectors. They are
Inspector,
both
well,
inspectors.
I don't went to an inspector. I don't went higher than an inspector. So you sending me back down the road. I don't know. I
All right.
started with
So
an
what's
inspector.
next? What's next?
I went
What's
higher than
next?
an inspector, and I still
So
getting the
what?
same no response. So please send me
So what
higher.
is?
Give me a name of somebody
So,
higher
so
up.
can you go to the commissioner?
Well, I guess that's the next post I need to go. Who above that? Maybe I need to go to
No,
Matt Bandica. He's the
just
Minister of National Security.
no, not Mark Brantley. You go to the commissioner of police. You go to the syndicate. You make a phone call to speak to the commissioner of police. Just speak to the commissioner. Can you do that?
Okay, I hear you. Point taken.
I'm just,
Not.
I'm just,
Yeah,
I'm
I
about
hear
solving
you.
issues. Yes, just Monday
But
morning or
like I said,
tomorrow.
I started with an inspector. I went up a next
Yes, but
level,
that
and
of
it's the
course.
same response I get.
Okay, so we're gonna take the suggestion from Banky and try to see if you could get an audience with the commissioner and see if something can be done. Because okay, like here is it. I understand what Banky is, where Banky is coming from, but I also understand your position. And for me, I kind of take your position where I would have want to feel that I think the police should even seem as if they're doing something, and to just say that they don't know. I mean, well, we don't have a lot of time now, and so I don't want to get into. But I had a similar experience with something some time back, and I felt the same way about the police in regards to my scenario, where But in any case, I would hope that based on this conversation, the fact that you were able to bring it to this forum, and it would be aired globally, I would hope that this would propel those who are in that position to seek to do something. And I think folks out there listening, I'm hearing some of the comments, I'm reading some of the comments here. People say, um, nah, man, get that jumbie money out of your account if it is still there. Bubalov says scammers don't usually send you money. If they do, the money will disappear in a certain time frame. If the money was sent, real money, send it back. To have the police involved is prudent. The person invaded Miss Brown's privacy and essentially stole her identity by giving someone else her account information for a transaction. Um, Carol Hobson Barry says, Banky, there was no apartment for rent. Both persons are working together. If this was the US, her account would have already been frozen until the matter is solved. Bubalov says, so the scammers actually sent money? LOL, there must be some nice scammers. Mighty Servant says, Shabbos, those two officers do not work in Nevis anymore. Bubba Love says police cannot do anything unless the money was stolen from her. Um, as I said, and she is saying, this is classic money laundering. And so these are some of the feedback.
Let me add in some other things, because since this have been going on, I reported my conversation with the person to Facebook, and I think it's they who took down the thing. But when I go into the conversation, my responses are there, but they have removed the person's responses. Also, after that happened, well, today Saturday, must it Thursday? I couldn't get into my Facebook or Messenger. It was asking me to like confirm this, and whatever all they asking me to do, I couldn't get in. I had to go in and change my password, and so I got back in. When I got back in, there was a message from Facebook, and I'm going to read it. It says, well, it's from Facebook. It says, suspicious login attempt block. Someone used your details to try to log in, but we stopped them. They may try to log in again, so change your password to help another suspicious login attempt. To prevent another suspicious login attempt and keep your phone secure. Login attempt from Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra, the address, Tumero, Venezuela. Now, I think that this have to do with whoever the scammer is. Because maybe they were trying to get into my thing. So somebody was trying to log into my account from Venezuela with a Galaxy S24. So I have this information here from Facebook. So I went in and changed my account, and I started get back in.
Fix your phone.
Sorry.
Your phone. Can you see your face again? Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Well,
So this
you know,
actually
I
since
am
no, yeah, I'm saying Wednesday. It's
okay. I
okay.
am
They're showing me that the person went in Wednesday at 9:24, prevented on the 29th. Oh, I guess it's the Wednesday, was the 29th? They blocked them or something. So
Yeah,
this is
son.
somebody in Venezuela who was trying
I'm
to get
going.
into my account. So I wouldn't be surprised this is the same person.
I'm gonna have to make a run and exit the show. So I'm gonna have to leave it to wrap up the show. But before I leave, I just wanna thank you for coming on the show. But hope you can get this thing solved. But take my advice and seek for the commissioner. It can be frustrating because your reputation at stake and stuff like that. His money is involved, and it's 3 different people. So it's ticklish, but it need to be investigated, and so your name can get out of this and stuff like that. Can go put you in a bad light? Can everything goes into your account, but the police shouldn't tell you they can't do nothing about it. That's not something good to say. Can they have investigative unit and stuff like that that solve this kind of problem? There's the money laundering legislation in place also that have been passed and all these different stuff. So they play, and you understand. So check the DP. If you have to go fast to the DPP, you go to the DPP. That's it. But those two, you will go to the commissioner, and if no answer, you go to the DPP. Then that's his responsibility. You're a smart young lady, you know. And I think you're problem solver. You see what I mean? So you have good investigative skills.
If the police were to be smart enough and come to me and get the information that they need to carry out the investigation, this wouldn't be such a
We understand. We
difficult
can see that.
case.
We can see that. We
The
can see
issue,
that. So I'm
the
saying
matters are there, but
it's interest. It's just interest, and it's just sad. I mean, it's just a sad case. You see what I mean? And when it
yes,
comes
so
to these
that's why
things,
I'm
I mean,
saying, Banky. That's why I'm saying that I'm
yes.
glad that he was able to shed some light on it and bring it out in the public like this. You know, Felicia, I am really, really sorry that you're in a situation like this. I'm glad that you were able to um, seek the opportunity to be able to express your feelings and your thoughts and put, you know, the issue out there in the public. And I think it is very important that you do so, especially seeing that part of your venture right now is online business. And if you're doing online business, you're going to be doing, you know, online transactions, and you don't want your name to be out there in any, you know, scam or, you know, issues surrounding scamming and so on. So I understand how important and how significant it is for you. And I am hopeful also that this also helps the police in the federation to realize that they would need to get up to speed with their cybercrime unit so that they can better address cybercrime issues such as these, because this is, I guess, the category that they're placed under. And I think they should have a cybercrime unit in the police. I don't know how equipped they are. And I guess based on what you're saying, it is demonstrating that it's either they're not fully equipped or those officers who you have encountered are not necessarily demonstrating the kind of will and you know means of protecting the people and being as protecting and serving the people and serving the interests of the people. And so I'm really hopeful that that you can get this issue and some of the issues that you would have brought to the table addressed. As simple as it seems, we would have already run through 2 hours plus, and so I think it would be that point where we would give you that opportunity to give your closing remarks and maybe what you would suggest in terms of the police and whoever else might be in authority to address your situation. And I really want to thank you for coming forward. I think we had a very engaging discussion. You were able to put some issues that sometimes are not necessarily, as they would say, all that sexy, because a lot of people don't necessarily want to talk about customer service, which is something that, especially as a tourist-oriented country, I think we really need to delve into and pay a little bit, not a little, a lot more attention to, because I think a lot is left to be desired where that is concerned. It's a cry that I hear, well, I experience myself, because, like I said, I've traveled and I love to observe when I go different places and so on, and so I can tell the difference. And I do engage with a lot of people sometimes who do visit, and they share their experiences with me. So in terms of the customer service, definitely I could relate to that. In relation to this issue that you brought in terms of this, scam and so on, I'm really hopeful that you can really get some action, and I hope that you being here on this platform could help to give you that traction that is necessary. And I would also join with you to encourage the police officers to take this matter seriously and at least even approach you and get the necessary information so that they can seem, even if they don't, but at least seem to be taking some actions. And so I am going to give you the opportunity to give your closing statements and any last thing that you would want to add before we wrap up this evening on this edition of Everything Agriculture. And also, probably just before you do that, let's take a minute to tell us, because you mentioned that you're supposed to start agricultural business. You want to just give a little brief summary of what aspect of agriculture you're planning to get into, and then we just use that to segue into your closing statements.
Okay, yes. I have actually started. The name of that business is FTB Natural Products. I think that's the name of it. I want to specialize in the production of vegetable crops for local consumption in the local market and extending out to, if you want to say wholesale, but not really wholesale, but into like supermarkets, hotels, restaurants type of thing. I'm focusing on those crops that like quick production to maturity, tomatoes, cucumbers, okras. And then I also want to specialize in the herbs department. That's my kind of thing. I am trying to set up a greenhouse covering with the sun fencing. I just need some soil because I'm not on my own property. I'm trying to use crops that are not deep rooted so that I can use pots, bags, I use cat tires and stuff like that, so that in case I have to move, then are those crops that die after producing type of thing. So the only thing I have started going already is watermelon, tomato, and okra. So I want to get into the herbs and some like cucumbers and stuff like that. I'm excited about what I'm doing because I follow a lot of agriculture, what do you call it, posts on yeah. So I get a lot of tips, money saving and how to produce good crops using, well, I don't know if they're modern techniques or just old fashioned techniques or whatever, utilizing recycling products and like bottles and all that kind of stuff. So if let me see, if I can get the resources needed, I think I can do a good job in bringing it together and reaching a good level.
All right.
So I might have something for Christmas.
Sounds good. So your final words to our listening public and to those who would have listened to your engagements and would have responded in by means of some of the comments that we're seeing on the Facebook wall and also on the YouTube wall, because we are streaming live on Twitch TV, YouTube, and Facebook simultaneously. So later on, I guess after the end of the program, you might be able to go through and look at some of the comments, and if you desire, you can respond to some of the comments as well, and so on, and keep the engagement going. So your final comments as we wrap up this edition of Everything Agriculture for this evening?
Okay, so I want to thank Tafari and Bankie for giving me the permission to be a part of your program, and it was a last-minute setup, but you came through and giving me this opportunity to express my thoughts, my concerns, my frustration, and I'm hoping that I have achieved in bringing some awareness to the public of what's happening. I'm sure there are other people who have similar stories and, may not want to bring it out, but I wanted to do this to let people know what I'm dealing with personally and what's happening within our community in terms of like the customer service part, the police part. And I'm hoping that this information would reach the appropriate people so that they can make good decisions and try to deal with this situation in particular. Because I don't want I hear that they'll find me somewhere. Okay, maybe I should just start making my funeral plans or something and tell people how I want my funeral to go. I don't know. Because I do not take these matters lightly. Huh?
We gotta take it seriously.
Okay.
And we do definitely here, and that's why we are also making the appeal with you for the police and whoever else are in authority who will, if you are not aware of this situation, and become aware of it because somebody tell you, well, we had this lady on, Everything Agriculture and Real Entertainment Network having this discussion, that they would seek to take the necessary actions. So we really want to thank you, Felicia. I mean, it was last minute, as you mentioned, but we were able to work things out and we were able to facilitate and accommodate you and give you the opportunity to, as you said, express and vent and share your views and perspective and seek to enlighten the masses, because I'm sure, based on some of the comments that I'm seeing and the feedback, that, some people are quite familiar with some of these strategies because there are lots of scammers out there. And so I think it will help to sensitize a lot more of our people to pay more attention. And at least you would have highlighted one of the schemes that is used or utilized. And so it will probably help to put more of our people on alert as we are slowly, and I can't even say slowly, quickly moving into a digital age, because as you mentioned, your business is going to be basically more or less online, and so there's going to be a lot more online transactions, and so people have to be sensitized as to some of these things that they could find themselves in. And see, you should be very intelligent person, smart person, and as you mentioned, kind of have some knowledge in terms of what you call it, the money laundering and so on, but still, got caught a little bit in the middle of this kind of situation. Even though you're helping to be a part of the solution as well, it shows still that, imagine if you could go through this, imagine the person who doesn't have even a hint of these kind of schemes and games that are being played and so on. So I'm really happy that you were able to bring a topic like this. I know a lot of people who are accustomed to everything agriculture, might have been anticipating something else different. And we did have something else different planned for this evening. But at the same time, on this platform, we always usually have something of interest. And like Bankie mentioned at the beginning, we are that kind of platform where we take the issues from the people, and we try to, as much as possible, seek solutions. We're solutions oriented. And that is why, even as you made your statements and so on, you realize Bankie sought to seek to look at ways in which we could solve, or how he can solve, because that's kind of how we operate on this platform. So again, thank you, and I think we have kept up our technical team long enough. So I'm hoping that they are ready. I hope that I would see some kind of signal. Usually, when he's in the background and I am talking about this, like in the sense of getting ready to wrap up, I usually see some kind of signal to show me that we're ready to log off. But I'll give you another half a minute to, if anything else you want to say as we wrap up, like maybe tell us again about your business and the number and how and where you're located. I guess that could be a wrap up while I try to get in touch with my technical person.
Okay, so basically, thanks to everyone for listening to my whatever I had to say. Yes, my business is open Monday to Saturday, 10:30 to 5:30, located at the corner of Jew Street and Government Road. The building right there at the corner, upstairs, Evans Unique Store next to Business Solutions. Come in and see what's available. I'm sure there's something for everyone. There are items as low as $10, even $5. You can even find something for $1. So everyone is welcome, and I would ask for your patronage, your support, and please let's help the police to do their work, because I guess they need some help. So
with the man Bankie. Tune in. It's inspirational, educational, and you won't want to miss it. It's everything agriculture. Hey, this man Easy, inviting you to tune in. It's all about everything agriculture with the man Bankie and Company alongside Yahsonn Tafari. It's your weekly educational show. And tune in. It's inspirational, educational.